Keywords in Kotlin. We have various types of keywords in Kotlin. As we know, the keywords cannot be used as identifier names. So we have different types of keywords in Kotlin. We start with hard keywords. The first one is as, which is used for typecast. We have as with question mark, is used for safe typecast. We will be discussing what is safe typecast and all in future. And break, as you know, terminates execution of the loop. And the class declares a class where break terminates execution, whereas the continuous proceeds to the next step of the loop. So we have a do, which is for do while loop, and else, if else, defines a branch of an if expression, and that is executed when the condition is false. And false specifies the false value of Boolean type. The for loop begins with for, and the function fun declares a function, and if is for if expression, and we have in for loop. In is used as an infix operator to check that value belongs to a range. We have not in to check that a value does not belong to a range. Interface, just like your class interface declares an interface. Is checks that a value has certain type and is used in when expressions. Not is checks that a value does not have a certain type. And we have null, representing an object reference that doesn't point to any object. That is what you call null reference. An object declares a class and its instance. As you know, instance is occurrence. So package specifies the package for the current file. Return returns from the nearest enclosing function. We have super, refers to the super class implementation of a method, and super also used to call the super class constructor. This refers to the current receiver, and we have throw for throwing an exception, and just like false, we have true specifies the true value of Boolean data type. So try begins an exception handling. We have type alias, type of VAL. VAL is declares a local variable, a read-only property. VAR declares a mutable property. When is for a when expression, and while for while loop. So we have soft keywords. They can be used as identifiers in other contexts. So we have by, which delegates the implementation of an interface to another object. We have catch, try, throw, catch. We have constructor, which declares a primary or secondary constructor. A delegate is for annotation, and dynamic references for dynamic type. Field is used for annotation, and file is also used annotation. So we have finally in try, catch, and throw blocks. And get declares a getter of a property, and import is for import a declaration from another package into the current file. Init is initializer block. PARAM is parameter for annotation, and property and receiver is set declares the setter of a property, and set PARAM set parameter. Value with the class keyword declares an inline class, and where specifies the constraints. So we have modifier keywords in modifier list of declaration, as they can be used as identifiers in other contexts. Abstract makes a class or member as abstract. Actual denotes a platform specific implementation in multi-platform projects. We have annotation, companion, CONST, it's compile time constant. Enum is for enumeration. Expect marks a declaration as platform specific, expecting an implementation in platform modules. External final is forbids overriding a member. Infix allows calling a function using infix notation. Inline tells the compiler to inline a function. We have inner, internal. Let init allows initializing a non-null property outside of a constructor. So no inline. And open operator. Operator marks a function as overloading an operator. So we have out, override, private. Private marks a declaration as visible in the current class. As you know, protected is in its subclasses, inheritance. Public, visible anywhere. Sealed, a class with restricted subclassing. Suspend, so tail REC marks a function as tail recursive. So we have special identifiers defined by the compiler in specific contexts, and they can be used as regular identifiers in other contexts. Field is used inside a property accessor, and it is used inside a lambda.